Hey, it's Jody Stewart here. Welcome to another edition of Gator Bites, where we check in on local events and see what's going on in the world of rock and roll, since bands are starting to come out and get out on the road and tour again. And it is our pleasure today to talk with singer, songwriter, guitarist, and founding member of Bush. Now, the band Bush has sold over 20 million records just here in the US and Canada alone. They just announced a co-headlining tour with Stone Temple Pilots, so we'll talk about that. And our guest today, also an accomplished actor with the new movie that's coming out this week. So we're really excited to bring in Gavin Rossdale from Bush. Hi, Gavin.
Hey, how are you? Hi, Jody. How are you
I
doing?
am great. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's a really fun time. I mean, after everything we've all been through, and then for this week announcing the tour, and the movie comes out tomorrow. So it's feels like a vibrant and good time, and I'm happy. I'm grateful.
That's great. It is a really busy week for you. So let's start with the tour with Stone Temple Pilots. Was this something planned for a while, or did this come about recently?
It's pretty recent. Obviously no one knew what was going on with everything. So I think there was some everything's been slightly last minute, you know what I mean, of seeing what's going on in the world. But I mean, we'd happy to go out with them. They're really good friends of ours. It's not the first time that we've played with them. So I love that band. I love those songs. I love those guys. So I'm looking forward to listening to them, watching them, and being back on stage. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's sort of, I feel actually very emotional about it because of everything that we've all been through. I don't know, you don't want to take anything for granted anymore, and I never really did, I hope, but specifically now, just to be going back on stage is it feels really emotional to me. Because I'm still waiting for someone to tell me, no, it's not happening. I'm more or less ready
Right.
like that, like a beaten child. But I think it is going ahead, and it's exciting.
I wanted to ask you, so when is the last time that you played in front of a live audience?
Oh my God, 2019.
Been
I
a
think
while.
in Vegas. Yeah, it's been a minute. I mean, like everyone's life has been on hold, and everyone's life has been upended. And to maintain health and to be healthy, and that's an incredible achievement in itself. A lot of people have suffered, and people died, obviously. So it's kind of horrific. So just glad to be getting back out there and some normalcy back in our lives.
So what did you do during the height of the lockdown? Were you playing at home? I know the album Kingdom came out. Was that right after lockdown started?
Yeah, that was it. So I was doing a lot of promotion. I was talking about the record a lot. It had 45 million streams, so obviously it was good to do that promotion and let people know it was out there. It was a frustrating in a way to not be able to play it live, because then it would have, but as I say, we got our health, and that's the main thing.
Of course. So I listened to several tracks on the album several times. I love the video for Flowers on a Grave. Now, I read that song is about isolation and loneliness. And was that song written before the pandemic or after?
It's just around, just before. But I mean, isolation and loneliness weren't owned by the pandemic, but I think the
No.
pandemic highlighted it for a lot of people. And if you see nowadays, the whole discussion of mental health is quite is really present, which is great. And a lot of people struggling with that. And for us, being in a band like Bush has always been about making plaintive music, and about almost of the disenfranchised, people struggling, people, overcoming hurdles. And that, truthfully, is really most people, apart from, I don't know, Hollywood superstars, and I'm sure they have a hard time too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
somehow songs we write just fit. I had the song The Kingdom is all about this uprising, and all about sort of people standing up for themselves, and voices being heard. And whether you're looking at the Black Lives Matter movement, you'll see now the terrible scenes, what's happening in Afghanistan. These things are you know, it's good to sing about those things. You know, I'm not a political band. We're not a political band at all. But at the same time, we have to reflect what's going on around us. You know, and so that song really spoke to that feeling of uprising and unity. You know.
Yeah, that's how I felt when the first time I watched that video. And then, of course, I love the cover you did of David Bowie's Heroes, which I believe was apropos for all the heroes over the last year and a half that needed to be recognized and worked so hard, doctors and frontline workers and all of that. So I wanted to ask you, was David Bowie an influence for you when you were first starting out?
Yeah, he was the most interesting artist I ever came across. Really, is my favorite, and
I'm a big
I had
fan
the
too.
chance. I had a chance to tour with him a couple of times, and went to South America with him, and it was incredible to watch him. I know his band, and then I, since his passing, I know Gail Dorsey, his bass player for a long time anyway, and then Mike Garson, and you know, since his passing, I've done a couple of events with his band and sang some Bowie. I did I'm Afraid of Americans with them, and then I'm about to do another thing in January with Mike's asked me to go and sing Aladdin Sane, I think. Yeah, one of them. Anyway, so I'm gonna
That's
go
great.
sing
I
with
love
Mike.
all Bowie. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he was one
he's
of
the
my first favorite artists when I was younger. You know, I bought a Ziggy Stardust and listened to the album over and over and over again.
yeah. I mean,
I
he's the
want to
most
talk about
incredible.
the movie that's coming out because this is really exciting. And, you know, you've done several movies before. You've appeared on plenty of TV shows. I did want to mention one of them because it is one of my favorite shows. And I totally remember you in this episode of Criminal Minds. And
Dante. Yeah,
the
yeah.
episode was called, what was it? The Performer. And
Well,
you played a vampire rock star.
Dante. I played Dante. Yeah, it was pretty funny. They in fact gave me a life size. I met Joe Mantegna on that who I did already know a little bit. So I have a great history with Joe, and I'm a big fan of his. He's an amazing actor, an amazing human being, and so getting to work with him was really special. They gave me a life-sized cardboard cutout of me dressed in super glam goth. I basically took it so no one else could have it.
I love that. And I swear,
It
I
was
mean,
a
that
bit.
episode just stands out in my mind because, you know, again, one of
I
my
had a,
favorite
I had a,
shows. Yeah.
I had a
So
crying.
the
I
new
remember
movie
I had
comes
a
out
breakdown.
this week.
But
It's
do you remember?
called
I did have a
Habit. Go ahead.
right, but sorry. I just made me think. I did have a breakdown crying scene in my underwear in that show, which was pretty intense.
See, I don't remember
Yeah,
that
I'm all.
part.
Yeah, I do. I do. It was I was in the underwear. If you'd been wearing my underwear at that time in front of everyone, you'd remember it too. Uh, but yeah, so with the new movie Habit, it comes out tomorrow, and that's very exciting. You know, Janelle, who's the director, Janelle Shirtcliffe, is her first movie, and it was a beautiful experience. You know, Bella Thorne is an incredible actress. The script was great, written by Janelle and Libby uh, Mintz. So it was a fun time, really good time, and I am so excited the movie's out, and that's what I love about movies. You know, you can be announcing a tour and doing all that, and then suddenly this movie comes along that they have been editing and working on for a little bit. So it feels super busy. I feel like I'm in a magic mix of stuff going on, and it's a great feeling, you know.
I bet you do. So it's an edgy, kind of campy thriller. Can you just tell us a little bit about the movie and your character?
Yeah, the movie is just about a bunch of girls, these very strong girls living the wildlife in Hollywood, and they get involved with. I play a washed-up TV star who deals drugs. They come to get drugs off of me. They want to sell drugs. None of us are criminals, but then the criminals come and catch up with us, and we have to face our reckoning. And it's a thrill spills ride, and people talk about early Tarantino. I don't
Yes.
know. I'm just excited to be in it, and I think it's. What's weird is all the press I've done. I've never done press for a movie where it's just been so universally. Well, in fact, I have. That's not true, because people have been like the other movies, but people would love this movie a lot that I spoke to, so I enjoy that.
The trailer looks great, and Paris Jackson is in the movie too, right? What was it like to work with her?
Well, actually, I didn't do any scenes with her, but she's a very, very amazing girl, and she's been to. I've known her for a few years because she's always been very generous and come to shows and really loves live music and came to so many Bush shows. And I became friends with her, and I watch her from a distance. And you know, she's American Horror Stories. She's an
Right.
incredible singer, beautiful, beautiful voice, and a very singular um, voice in music. And her solo record was really beautiful. And she's the world is her oyster, and I'm happy to be in a film she's in.
Yeah, she's very talented. So the movie is called Habit. It's in select theaters starting this week, and it'll be available on DVD and Blu-ray August 24th. Tickets for the Bush Stone Temple Pilots tour that go on sale this coming Friday. But I wanted to mention our Earth Day birthday in Orlando because that's coming up in October, and we're really excited that you guys are going to be there for that.
We're excited to come back to, see you guys. Wonderful. So it's actually such an emotional time because none of us knew. We still don't really know. It's still with the Delta variant and all that. It's still horrific, But somehow we're finding our way through, right, and learning to live with it almost. And I just hope everyone gets vaccinated so we can all be safe. And it's emotional to be back out there doing it, and I hope people come out and check it out because I think it's always a celebration when we play live, but now it's got a new timbre to it. You know what I mean? It's really exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be extra special, and I hope that everything winds up happening as scheduled. I wanted to say just a quick mention. I love your T-shirt. And
representing.
Yeah, big fan. And we had the opportunity to meet here in South Florida at the Chris Everett Celebrity Tournament because I know you participated in that for several years.
Yes, I love that. I love Chrissy. It's a wonderful charity helping women in South Florida get a second chance and rebuild their lives. It's a beautiful thing. I've done it for many years, and I hope that I'll be doing it this year if they'll have me.
Yeah, it would be great to have you here. Thank you so much for everything you do, Gavin. Thank you for talking to us today. We look forward to the movie out this week, and of course, the tour with Stone Temple Pilots. And I hope to see you in Orlando in October.
You shall. You shall.
See ya. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.